I want to talk to you about the missing front door of your business and show you how we help start more high-value conversations without more content, ads, or outreach. So the big pattern that I see a lot in the people that I work with on books is they have a great offer, but they don't have enough of the right conversations with the right people. The big problem here is that the pipeline is thin, so growth just feels kind of strangled. So it's a lot based on referrals and other things that are outside of your control. And really what this means, taking all these symptoms together, is your content, sales, marketing isn't perceived as relevant to your audience. So people tune you out. If constantly changing things, changing channels, changing messaging, changing offer, copying a lot of like your competition or what you see in the marketplace, you're actually diluting your brand. So people don't exactly know who is a good fit for what you do and what you actually do. And I've been very guilty of this. So I've been learning this lesson the hard way this year. And ultimately, the harder you push, the less it works. That's the big picture, where you're trying to do more stuff. The more effort you put into it, the less it works, which is this vicious cycle that just drains your energy and stops your business from getting more cash flow. But the problem isn't with how hard you're working or the effort. It's actually access. So here's what that means. You need a front door prospects actually want to walk through. So what I see a lot of the time is with launches, with webinars, with sales calls, with all of this stuff, people are very skeptical because they know it's going to lead to a sales opportunity. They're going to be asked to buy something and have that expectation or pressure on them, and so they run away. Now, the best marketing does one of two things. So it's either so precise with the language and has been so thoroughly tested that the webinars, the sales calls, all of that stuff still works because it is so on top of what people want and the way they want it. And that comes, frankly, from a lot of data, from a lot of ad spend, from a lot of testing. The other way is by making your marketing valuable in itself. And that's what I like to do with these books. So, like, what does that mean for the front door of your business? And for a lot of these high ticket offers that we sell, it's not social media, it's not a webinar, it's not a funnel. It's something simple, concrete, and high trust that is valuable in and of itself, that people seek, that people get a lot of value from, that they share, and that makes you the obvious person to work with. So it shifts that supply-demand curve to focus on exactly what you bring to the marketplace and the way you bring it so that you get your lion's share of the demand. But it's not just any book that does this, and I'll get to that in a second. I want to show you a little bit about the process, how we create this. So what normally takes months of blank pages, rewriting, thinking, all of that, I can help you do in 30 days without writing a word. And so the inputs and outputs of this are, I need 2 to 4 hours of your time. And then me and my team focus on the strategy, interview you, writing, editing, design, publishing your book. And so the end result is a finished book that you're proud to share. That's the scope of this project. And really, because books are the most relevant way to turn attention into sales. And this is what I was talking about. So I have a picture here of Jason Capital's book that we were working on, because we had a big Instagram following that we were making a lot of sales. And we were teaching people how to start a social media marketing agency, selling 200 to 300 units per month, and then ascending people into our sales training on the back end. So this was a huge funnel, making us $250,000 to $500,000 per month. Now, we had just as big an audience on TikTok, but we didn't know how to tap into that because with TikTok, the chat feature sucks. And there was a lot of friction to get people to go off of TikTok's platform into our sales chats. So what we did is we created a book. And this book, as you can see here, we changed it to screw jobs to be more compliant to the platforms. But it started a conversation, and it got not just leads into our sales process, but all leads that were super qualified because they wanted to basically make money from home and quit their job. So we knew that they had a job, that they were making money. We can have a clear transition to ask how much money they needed to replace. And this added, depending on the month, right? We ran this for several years, 2 or 3 years, but we got $100,000 to $200,000 per month just from this way of funneling leads in by creating a super valuable book that let people know they can make money online, essentially. So your book has to be tactical, clear, and different. And that's what makes it work. What you do in your 2 to 4 hours, so half of it is me interviewing you to get the plan, the big idea for your book, and the content for the book. And then the other half is typically the Q&A. So I have this from Richard Vanderbloom, and he was talking about how the whole process took 4 hours of his time. The book went to hit #1 spot in sales and marketing across 7 countries. And a little bit about the process. I managed the launch, I managed the website copy, email marketing. And so all you need to do is let me pick your brain to get your perspective, to extract your book and the marketing assets. And then I'll send you the proof copy to approve it and go from there. And I know you asked a lot about outcomes, and I'll show you more studies of case studies about how people have hit #1, how we sold a lot of books, how we made a lot of money with it. I can't guarantee all of that because that's beyond my power. Like if I could wave a magic wand and say, hey, I'm going to have this book that instantly gives you $1 million in your business, then like I'd be charging a lot more. But the book creates this really strong personal media presence for you. And my first book hasn't even sold 100 copies yet on Amazon. It's called The Breakneck Headline Formula. But it got me in the door with people like Jay Shetty, Jordan Belfort, Les Brown, all these other people. I've been invited for free to attend and speak at different marketing events like Copywriting Accelerator and other kind of copywriter niche events. And my book added to my career to generate me over $1.1 million in personal income over these past 4 years. So I credit that to my positioning around the book because I was known in this business opportunity circle and started working with a lot of people on social media. And that was all because I created a book instead of everything else I was doing, putting out videos. I was send direct like handwritten letters to local businesses, do calls that took like 2 hours. That was just more consultative selling. But the book is the thing that really was not even the 80-20, but the 1% that got me 99% of my results and really opened up my career. And more recently, I took it upon myself to create my own case study 0. So this is just from the past month. I took this morning for September that I sold 74 books. So far, I've sold 338 books of just the book that gets client that I launched in early July. And I have here my Stripe readout of just what I've done over the past 4 weeks. And this is, I think, from the first week of August. So maybe 60 to 90 days since launching the book. So I've been getting calls, building my email list, all that stuff. And again, this isn't to say that you're going to get similar results. Your results could be better. Your results could be worse. The big point is setting up a marketing strategy that you can run that gives you a ton of leverage. And specifically what we're doing is you're going to have a professionally written and edited book. You have a professional cover design, and I set it up on Amazon for you. I also set up the launch page copy and opt-in flow so that you can get readers from the book to go onto your email list. And the 2 landing pages, one takes the reader from the book to your email list. The other takes everything you write on social media, podcast interviews, whatever traffic you have, and sends it to your book. So your content and your top of funnel becomes a lot simpler where you could just create awareness, send people to the book, they get huge value, they get onto your email list, and they get the option to get on a call with you and your team or to fill out an application. And so it streamlines the whole top of your business so you can really focus on sorting for the best people to work with. I also give you launch emails and posts for the book. And I like to look at the full customer journey audit because each book, how we use it is a little bit different depending on your audience offer and expertise. So I don't think it's fair to just slap a book onto your business. I like to look at what's important to your business, what your big goals are, what you actually have to work with in terms of your audience and your offers and your economics, and see how a book can best solve the current bottleneck in your business to be the most leveraged solution possible. And so, I mean, a lot of people pay tens of thousands of dollars to get like press and interviews and credibility online. So a lot of people tell me that the book got them this speaking gig or on this podcast or whatever it is, and they think that that's worth it alone. But we also have more cash and sales results that I'll show you in a sec. But in terms of how it works, the process, I like to start with a 30-minute big idea call to focus on the title and the direction, then a 1 to 2 hour interview where I actually get the content from the book in your voice as if I'm someone new to your industry, which is super important. Then me and my team draft, edit, design, format, and we use parallel workflows to get this done at high quality, super fast for you. I send you the proof copy just to make sure you, your voice, your business are represented well. And then we can put everything up on Amazon and start launching. The big thing here in terms of the monetization strategy is what I call the filter strategy. So in creating your book, we focus on the first two pieces. We frame who the book's for. We insert a call to action for a next step. I like to have 3 of them in the book. Then we launch ads. And this is really about driving traffic. So with this could be $5 to $20 of Amazon ads a day. It's beyond the scope of this first project. We can talk, again, specifically about your business and where it fits in and all of this stuff. But the visibility part can be just posting on LinkedIn or doing podcast interviews. It does not have to be launching paid ads. So I just want to let you know that. Tracking the books to calls so that we know what to double down on, and we can even change the messaging and tweak everything to create a V2, V3, and other supporting assets. We engage with the follow-up, which is really the email piece. So people will buy your book, they'll get the option to get on a call with you, but a big part of what I do is this email authority engine that continues sending proof-based emails week after week, month after month, and we find that sales increase 4 to 5 times over that yearly period compared to just the first 30 to 90 days. And then the goal here is to refine slowly, to focus on the signals, take what works, keep repeating that. And so I have another testimonial from Renzo, who he is an AI programmer who does a lot of custom stuff for clients. And his offer was kind of tough because it was so vague in that he does a lot of custom work. So we came up with a book sharing how he thinks about using AI to solve these business problems. We put it out there and he had 3 client inquiries from the book, 2 of them signed. And so that led to $20,000 in revenue right off the bat. And the whole setup for the book in terms of how we get started, I take a deposit to secure time in the calendar and get everything set up. But you don't do any final payment until you approve of the book draft. Really, if you're not proud to put your name on it, you stop here. Like, I was working with another client on this who paid several $1,000s to have someone write his book, and he was really disappointed. He didn't launch it. He paid someone to do his book, and it was done with AI. It was a minimum viable product that he wasn't duped. He wasn't lied to, but it was a book that he wasn't proud to put out there. And so hasn't launched that book yet. And I share this because the most important thing to me and the biggest needle mover I've seen in selling books is your book can make sales and get you high ticket clients just based off of the strength of the title and the cover. But a book that really leaves its handprint on the industry is based off of the content of the book. And I want a book that you're proud to have your name on, that you can't help but talk about and share and get excited about. Like, it's the best thing since sliced bread because it's the $100 million offer equivalent to your industry. And I know that's a lot of hype, and we do have to talk about expectations and all that stuff. But I want to leave you with most ghostwriters and services that you'll see doing this, helping you with this. Create vanity books that are maybe soulless PDFs, maybe take what you do and how you speak and spit back something that makes sense, but doesn't really deconstruct and reorganize the structural uniqueness and insights you have from your business. And that's something that is tough to package, but it's something that I really focus on, to take that focus and concentrate it down, to turn it into the front door of your business, strategically designed to open conversations with the right people at scale. So this is the sales part, I guess. But the decision is you have everything in this presentation to really understand what a book is, what the goal is, how to start creating your own. And really the decision is, A, if you want a book or not. And so you can keep pushing on a locked door with more posts, more outreach, more ads, more of everything, or focus on creating a marketing structure that you can rest and support your business with that becomes this front door prospects actually want to walk through. And then once you know if you want to write a book or not, then the question is, how soon and how easy do you want to do it? And do you want my help with it? So I know this is a bit of a long video. Let me know what questions that you have and what you got that was most helpful from this. And I'm here to support you through the process. Either way, peace.